Hello, everyone. Welcome to another daily chess session. Today I will be playing through some daily games, so let's begin. So we're starting with this position. It's a pretty weird position, very closed, of course. We have a lot of pawns in the center. It's actually called the pawn center variation of the Tarrasch. So here the obvious thing to do would be to play g6, but that allows him some other options in the center. For example, I play g6, he has bishop to e3, then he's going to be keeping a piece on d4. If we exchange on d4, and I don't think I need to allow that. I think I should just take on d4 first and limit his options. So yeah, take on d4. Let's continue. Okay, so yeah, he gets in knight to b2 here. And this is unfortunate. It's a very good move by him. I'm going to have to move my rook, of course. Question is whether I want to go to e1 or b1. And I think I want to go to b1, because if I go rook to e1, he has rook to c3. And I don't think I need to allow that. When I go rook to b1, he plays rook to c2. I at least have some ideas of kicking his rook off of the 7th rank. So I think I'm still okay here. I'm just going to go rook to b1. Moving on. Okay, so attacking my bishop. I suppose I should just play bishop to h7. No other good square for that bishop, really. Want to stay on this diagonal. So bishop to h7 it is. Yeah, this has been a tough one. I'm trying to push for an advantage, but he's defending quite well. I think I'm just going to go back to d1 with my a-rook. He does have like bishop to g4. Then I can maybe play rook to c1. Interesting. But if I go rook to d1, I think he is pretty tied down. And I think I'm still the one with the initiative here. Just putting pressure on d6, keeping his rook there on d8 for now. I'm going to go with this. Okay, so just trade off my light squared bishop. I'm pretty happy with that since it's going to be a bad bishop. It looks like he's going to have a really good center, when he plays e4 and e5. But the thing is here, he doesn't, it's not really that natural for him to expand so much, because that leaves his d-pawns so weak. So even though it looks bad to give him this pawn center and this mobility in the center, I don't think it really amounts to much. And I don't think he just wants to go pushing like e4, e5. So yeah, I'm just going to play e6. I think that's a natural follow-up. I could also go g6, but I like e6 here, I think. All right, let's move on. Okay, we have a Benko Gambit pawn return variation. I think I'm just going to develop here with bishop to e2. Could also play knight to d2, the idea of coming into c4. But I think I'd rather just develop a little bit and do that a little bit later. So bishop to e2 here. All right, yeah, this is a fun one. I allowed rook to b8 after playing rook to a7. But I think this is fine. This is okay. I think my move is going to be queen to a5. And I know that it looks like my pieces are maybe not the most coordinated. Like, am I trying to play on the king side or the queen side here? But I think queen to a5 is good because it inspires him to play like queen to b3, and I think he would rather like play like rook e to b2, and then like queen c2 or queen b1 or something. Like if I gave him enough time to do that, I think he might do that. So I think queen to a5 is good. If he takes the knight, I just take back with the pawn. It's not such a big deal. That does give me more control of the f4 squares. Maybe put my other knight on f4, right? And if I don't move my queen, it's hard to really see how I'm gonna make much progress. Like, yeah, I have ideas of like knight to h4, with trying to like sack on g2, but it doesn't quite work here. If I go knight h4, rook e to b2, the sacrifice is no good, and yeah, then he just gets both his rooks on the b file, and I'm not sure if I want that. So yeah, I think queen to a5 here is going to be good. I might play like knight to h4 or try to get in f5 in the future if the position calls for it. So queen to a5. Let's go. Okay, so he just goes a4 as expected. I think I'm going to play knight b to d7 here. I could also castle. Both moves are fine. Knight b d7 gives me a few more options, like maybe I'm going to play knight f8, knight g6, and it doesn't really reveal my hand. So I like knight b d7. Okay, so he goes h4. I guess that holds down the king side pretty good for him. Yeah, I don't think I have any kind of plan on the king side here. The obvious move, I believe, is going to be rook to c8. I could castle and maybe it's fine, but again, I don't think this is a position I need to rush to castle. Rook to c8, just activating the rook, I think could be good because, like, let's say we exchange on d4, like in the future after rook to c8. Later there's like knight takes d4, knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, right? I have like queen to c2. So activating the rook, I think, is going to be a good call. Okay, here I'm going to play c5 while I have the chance. Get rid of my backwards pawn. And I'm also breaking up his center, ready to get my light squared bishop more active. All kinds of good stuff happening here. Okay, so I've fixed the center here. I think the standard move is rook to e1. Just getting my rook to a nice active square. And preparing knight to f1, which is the standard maneuver in the Catalan. Yeah, I think this is good. Not that he really wants to play f6 anyways here. Well, maybe he does, but if he does now, then my rook is already prepared on the d file to have some pressure. So this looks good for white. Just going to play rook e1. Okay, this is a Tarrasch defense against the Catalan. Move here is going to be bishop c5. I'm going to plug the c5 square, and I'd rather do that with my bishop right now, since I'm pretty happy to exchange dark squared bishops. My dark squared bishop is not particularly great on e3, and his dark squared bishop is his better bishop and a good defender of his king. After this exchange, I'll also be able to plant my knight onto c5. and the knight is going to be a superior blockader here. And on c5, it's going to have a nice aggressive post. So bishop c5, let's move on. Okay, here I guess I should play bishop to a6 while I have the chance. This was my bad bishop. Now I will be trading it for his bishop, most likely. And once that exchange is made, I think my attack is maybe a little bit more advanced than his. But of course, we both have chances. Bishop a6. Okay, I gotta take a break for now. I hope y'all enjoyed, and have a great